2008, the year the world's financial system almost imploded. Banks failed. Unemployment shot up to 10%. The stock market lost half its value. It felt like the end of the world for so many. But while most people were losing everything, a small group of entrepreneurs saw something different. They didn't see disaster. They saw opportunity, and they built companies you probably use every single day. Airbnb, Uber, WhatsApp, Venmo, Groupon. All of them launched during the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. This is their story, and the lessons within it could completely change how you see the economy in 2025. Let's set the scene. It's September 2008. Lehman Brothers, one of the world's largest investment banks, files for bankruptcy. It is the single biggest bankruptcy filing in U.S. history. The dominoes fall, and within weeks, the crisis goes global. Credit freezes up. Businesses can't get loans. Consumers stop spending. By early 2009, the United States is losing 800,000 jobs every single month. But here's the part that most people miss. While the headlines scream disaster, 3 specific conditions emerged that created a once-in-a-generation opportunity for entrepreneurs. The first condition was a massive availability of talent. Suddenly, world-class engineers, brilliant designers, and seasoned executives were unemployed. These were people who would have never considered joining a risky startup. But now, they were desperate for any opportunity. The talent pool didn't just grow. It exploded. Second, costs hit rock bottom. Looking for office space, it was dirt cheap. Advertising, pennies on the dollar compared to just a year earlier. And a new technology was quietly changing the game. Cloud computing. Amazon Web Services had launched in 2006. This meant you could build a global tech company for a tiny fraction of what it cost during the dot-com era. The third and most important condition: broken systems were everywhere. The crisis didn't just break the banks. It exposed deep cracks in everything: banking, transportation, hospitality, communication. Every industry had major pain points that consumers were now desperate to solve. And the big, traditional companies, they were too busy just trying to survive to even think about innovating. This brings us to October 2008. 2 roommates in San Francisco, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, can't pay their rent. They're designers, not coders, and they're broke. But they notice something. A big design conference is coming to town, and every single hotel is sold out. So they do something that sounds a little crazy. They inflate 3 air mattresses in their living room, throw together a simple website, and charge $80 a night for an air bed and breakfast. And it works. 3 people book a stay. They make $240. Now, most people would have stopped there, a quick fix for rent. But Chesky and Gebbia saw something much bigger. They realized that in a recession, everyone needs extra income. Homeowners have empty rooms they can't afford, and travelers are looking for cheaper options than expensive hotels. The crisis didn't create this problem, it just made finding a solution incredibly urgent. Here's the lesson. Airbnb didn't wait for the economy to recover. They launched because of the crisis. By 2011, they had already logged 1 million bookings. Today, they have a valuation of over $100 billion. So, what's your 2025 application? Ask yourself, what immediate pain point are people experiencing right now? Inflation means people need side income. The rise of remote work means people need flexible solutions. Don't wait for stability to arrive. Solve today's urgent problem. Now let's jump to March 2009. Travis Kalanick and Garrett Camp are in Paris for a tech conference. It's freezing cold, and they can't find a single taxi. Frustrated, they have an idea. What if you could just request a ride from your phone? But here's the key insight. The 2008 crisis had inadvertently created their workforce. Suddenly, thousands of people with cars needed a way to make money. Professional drivers were unemployed. The old taxi system was broken, unreliable, and expensive. Uber didn't just offer convenience, It offered a lifeline of economic survival. Their strategy was brilliant. Uber launched in San Francisco in 2010, when unemployment was still at a staggering 9.6%. Their pitch to drivers wasn't, "Come join a cool tech company." It was, "Make money with the car you already own." And their pitch to riders wasn't, "Try this futuristic new thing." It was, "We're cheaper and more reliable than a taxi." By solving a broken system during a time of crisis, they built a $90 billion company. The lesson here, your 2025 application, is to look at the infrastructure around you. What system is broken in your industry? What frustrates people on a daily basis? A crisis exposes inefficiencies. And traditional companies are always too slow to adapt. But you're not. Look for industries where the old guard is struggling. Real estate, education, healthcare, finance. These are your opportunities. Finally, let's go to February 2009. A 37-year-old engineer named Brian Acton gets rejected for a job at Facebook. He's unemployed. Most people would panic. Instead, he teams up with his friend, Jan Koum, and they start building an app called Wolf. Their insight was simple. In a recession, people cut costs wherever they can. Back then, SMEs text messages cost money, especially if you were texting internationally. But the iPhone App Store had just launched in 2008. Suddenly, there was a way to send messages for free, just by using your phone's data. WhatsApp was brutally simple. No ads, no games, no gimmicks. Just messaging that worked every time. They charged just $1 a year after the first year for free. That was it. And the result? By 2014, WhatsApp had 450 million users. Facebook, the company that had rejected Acton, ended up buying them for $19 billion. Two guys. 5 years. Started during the worst economy in 80 years. The lesson from WhatsApp is powerful. Simplicity wins in uncertain times. People don't want complexity. They want solutions that solve their problem immediately. So, for 2025, ask yourself, what service can you strip down to its absolute essence? What expensive product can you make radically accessible? A crisis makes people intensely value-conscious. If you can give them undeniable value, they will choose you over the established, expensive competitors every single time. Do you see the pattern here? Airbnb, Uber, and WhatsApp didn't succeed despite the 2008 crisis. They succeeded because of it. They all used the same framework. First, they identified conditions created specifically by the crisis. For Airbnb, it was people needing income and travelers needing cheaper lodging. For Uber, it was unemployed drivers needing work and a broken taxi system. For WhatsApp, it was people cutting costs and the new tech of smartphones. Second, they launched fast with minimal resources. No fancy offices, no big teams. They just focused on solving the problem. Airbnb started with air mattresses. Uber started with a few black cars in one city. WhatsApp was literally just two guys. And third, they focused on immediate, tangible value. The pitch wasn't join the future of travel. It was pay your rent this month. It wasn't revolutionize transportation. It was get a ride home when taxis won't come. The crisis gave them urgency, talent, low costs, and a market of desperate customers. All they had to do was execute. So, what does all of this mean for you right now? In 2025 year, the truth is, we're not in 2008, but we have very similar conditions brewing. First, talent is available. Remote work is normal now. And tech layoffs throughout 2023 and 2024 have put thousands of highly skilled workers on the market. People are open to new opportunities like never before. Second, technology costs are incredibly low. AI tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney, along with automation platforms, can cost as little as $20 a month. You can build and scale a business with a tiny fraction of the cost from even 2008. Cloud infrastructure is mature and cheap. And third, systems are breaking. Inflation is exposing inefficiencies everywhere. Traditional businesses are struggling with rising costs. And consumers are hunting for value. The gaps are becoming visible. Your opportunity isn't to wait for the perfect economy to return. Your opportunity is to ask, what pain point is the current economy making urgent? What broken system can I fix with today's technology? What can I launch in the next 30 days with minimal resources? The entrepreneurs who win in 2025 won't be the ones sitting on the sidelines, waiting for certainty. They'll be the ones who see what the founders of Airbnb, Uber, and WhatsApp saw back in 2008. Crisis creates clarity, and clarity creates opportunity. If this changed how you see the current economy, hit that subscribe button. I'm breaking down more historical crises and the practical lessons that entrepreneurs can use today. And drop a comment below. What's the broken system you see in 2025? What is your industry's taxi problem or hotel problem? Let's figure it out together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.